Hi, I'm Dr. Blaine Parrott, and in my experience as a chiropractor, there are 10 common mistakes that people make after they've been in an auto injury. First is they're unaware of the 3 phases of healing. There's 3 specific phases that our bodies go through as we heal. Number 1 is the inflammatory stage, number 2 is the repair stage, and number 3 is the remodel stage. And during each one of these stages, there's specific treatments that should be performed. During the inflammation stage, this is where we want to get rid of the pain and the inflammation. During the second stage, or the repair phase, this is when chiropractic is very effective. Chiropractic will help realign the tissue so there's less scar tissue, so the body starts healing more normal and stronger. Now the third phase, the remodel phase, this is actually where you involve exercise and stretching, active exercise and active stretching. Many people make the mistake of just taking medicine instead of going through these different treatments. That leads me to number 2. Number 2 is actually the use of anti-inflammatories or medication. Oftentimes we're worried about the pain and we want to address the pain, so we just take an anti-inflammatory. Where this does help with the first phase, it actually is detrimental to the second and third stage. Number 3. Many of my patients did not seek physical medication, or they didn't actually think they needed to go to the chiropractor. It's important that they go to the chiropractor because we do understand the 3 phases of healing. And we understand if the 3 phases of healing, if it's not healed correctly, then you're going to end up with scar tissue. And with the scar tissue, you're going to notice that there's increased pain. There's decreased mobility, or you can't move as much as you should be able to. And you'll notice it's just stiff. Number 4. Commonly my patients have made the mistake of missing appointments. Now they miss appointments for a variety of different reasons, but commonly I'll hear they say, I just didn't hurt anymore, so I didn't think I needed to come in. Well, what this affects is, first of all, the insurance companies think, well, it must not be that bad because you're missing your appointments, so they don't want to reimburse for the treatment, or they don't want to reimburse you. Second is you run the danger of actually healing in the incorrect stage. You run the danger of not completing the 3 stages of healing. Number 5, common my patients will tell me that the insurance companies are very aggressive and they want them to settle. They'll call them on a daily basis. It's very important that you don't settle early. We need to make sure that you've gone through the 3 phases of healing before we actually settle the case. Number 6 is they skip the 3rd phase of healing, which is the active phase or the remodeling phase. During this time is when it's very important that you do exercise, active exercise and active stretching. Number 7, often people make the mistake of not getting a second opinion after they've been to the hospital. Many times when my patients have said they've gone to the hospital or the doctors have taken x-rays and they've come back and said there's no broken bones, so there's no problem. Just take this pain medication and you'll be better. Well, we know through the 3 phases of healing that pain is just evolved in the first stage. If you're taking medication, you're not going to be addressing the 2nd and 3rd stage. Number 8, they make the mistake of opting out of follow-up testing. Many times after there's been an injury, it's important for us to re-x-ray or take another MRI to find out where you are in the 3 phases of healing and make sure that the healing is going how it's supposed to. Number 9. Many people are not aware that there's time associated with each of the 3 phases of healing. During the inflammation phase, it's during the first 36 to 72 hours. During this time, it's very important that we get the inflammation down. During the 2nd stage, this can take up to 12 weeks, or the repair stage. So during the 12 weeks, again, we are working on the things to actually repair the muscles so they repair normally, not in a scar tissue manner where it's a jumbled mess of tissue where the tissue is actually realigned. Then during the 3rd stage, and again, this is where people have a problem, is because this can take up to 12 months So you may have to continue to exercise and stretch for up to 12 months. The last and number 10 mistake that people make is that they actually don't even see a doctor at all. One of the things that's amazing about our bodies is that when we get in an accident, our bodies will produce endorphins or natural pain relievers. And many of my patients have said after they've been in an accident, the ambulance driver or the medical person will say, "How are you feeling?" And they'll say, "Surprisingly, I don't have any pain." And even for the next 2 or 3 days, they've noticed that there's no pain. And then after the 3rd or 4th day, they start to notice that the pain starts coming in. That's because the endorphins are actually wearing off. And the other reason why it's important that you go see a doctor is so that the accident can be documented. This again will help in the reimbursement process. So if you've been in an accident or in pain, I can help. Give me a call at 530-877-9355.